Yes, you're welcome back. And the federal government, the presidency, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has put in a request for the extension of state of emergency in some of the states in the northeast, Adamawa, Yobe, and I think Borno State. The president would like to see the extension of that state of emergency that's been in operation for quite a while. And we're thinking, well, we haven't resolved the issue of the Boko Haram running rampage all around that area, that axis of the Federation. So it seems like, yes, the president should actually secure this extension. But unfortunately, during the course of last week, or rather this week, that issue was supposed to be raised at the National Assembly for discussion and then for a decision that will lead to endorsement of that request so that it becomes law and the federal government can continue to run a state of emergency in those states. The unfortunate situation was that the police had a cutting off of the National Assembly and a number of things happened as a result of that. To discuss this issue with us, we have a very interesting panel for conversation this morning. And I will start by introducing from my immediate left the Deputy Majority Leader of the House of Rep, Honorable Leo Ogo. Good morning, sir, and great to have you here. Sitting next to him is Mr. Nuru Wagani, who is a resident and from Borno State, so he will give us the perspective on what is happening in that axis. On my right-hand side, we have in the House Honorable Yinka Ajayi, who's a member of the House of Reps. Good morning, Honorable. Great to have you here. And just beside him is Colonel Abiodun Oluwadare, who's a retired colonel of the Nigerian Army. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
But before we start the conversation right here in the House, I will introduce our guest who is on phone. We would love to have him right here in the studio to enrich the conversation we want to have this morning. But he's joining us via phone, and he is a Commissioner of Police, that's his designation, but he's also the first P.R.O, the substantive first P.R.O, Mr. Emmanuel Ojukwu. Good morning, and how are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good here. Thank you.
I guess Mr. Ojukwu is on the line, and we wanted to have a quick conversation with him first before we launch. Good morning, Mr. Ojukwu. How are you?
I am good, thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't be there physically.
We would have loved to have you, and I know that you made every effort. You committed to this yesterday, and you've done well by making sure you made yourself available. And thank you very much for making this happen. Let's launch into this conversation. Let's start by asking you, what led to the embarrassing situation that we saw a couple of days ago at the National Assembly? And whose instruction was it that the police should go out there and cordon off a place that one would expect could only happen with the authority of the Speaker and the Senate President?
Well, it was indeed a sad development, but there was a build-up to that. You will recall that there was a mini convention held by the party, the All Progressive Congress, in Abuja, at Eagle Square, on Wednesday, following which the entire team, led by their leaders, marched and besieged the police force headquarters. For hours, they stopped our business from going on, and it was a very grave assault on Nigeria police. But thank God nothing happened untoward. In the course of it, they made proclamations that what happened in Nigeria police was just a tip of the iceberg. That they will invade the National Assembly, they will invade INEC, and subsequently the presidential villa. So police intelligence was strong that on Thursday, on the day the Senate will resume business, as well as the House of Representatives, that there could be problems. That false planned to invade the place and make it not proper for the conduct of business. And it was police responsibility under the law to protect life and property. National Assembly is our monument, it's our heritage. We will not allow it to fall into the hands of non-doers. So it was based on that intelligence that the police deployed men and material to protect the legislature, the members of National Assembly, and the edifice itself from such assault. That warranted police presence and then the subsequent events that took place.
Okay, let me ask very pointedly, when you have intelligence such as this, what should be the standard procedure? Is this something that is dealt with by the Inspector General of Police and he takes action on it? Or is it something that you have to go to get clearance from the presidency for him to take action? Because there are all kind of allusions and all kind of misunderstanding of what that procedure should be. What should it be? Do you go to the presidency to get clearance?
The Federal Police is the commander of Nigerian Police. He gives directives on the operations of his officers and men. And once we have an intelligence, we go ahead and execute it, because if we do not, Nigerians will blame us and then we are not living up to our duty. What we did was a police operation backed by intelligence.
Okay, Mr. Ojukwu, if you had to shut down the National Assembly, wasn't there a way of letting the honorables know so that they wouldn't show up at all? And having shown up, wasn't there a way of identifying them as opposed to those you claim were coming to invade the National Assembly on that morning?
There was no intention to shut down the National Assembly. There was no invasion of the Assembly. What we did was to cordon the place and screen members as they were coming in. And those who have no business in National Assembly, our intention was to shut them out. But there was a commotion and it became a free-for-all. All manner of persons entered the hallowed chamber and caused mayhem, assaulted the law and order, and disturbed the peace.
Okay, Mr. Ojukwu, the final thing we would like to ask you is, you have seen what has happened. Even you would accept that this is an embarrassing situation for the entire country, not just the police in Nigeria, but the entire country. Do you think that the Nigerian police should be apologizing to Nigerians for this embarrassment?
I don't know why the police will have to apologize for doing its work. If we fail to act and National Assembly is destroyed, we will be blamed. What we did was done in line with the law.
You're saying that there is absolutely no apology and it is in line with the law to keep the lawmakers away from a place that is deemed as their home.
And to tear gas them.
If you want the clips properly, because I'm happy the media carried it and showed all that happened. We saw vehicles were being used to push down policemen in uniform. That's an assault on democracy, it's an assault on law and order. It is disgraceful to use a vehicle to run down a police officer in the line of his duty. Because if he was run down, that would have been a man of one, that would have made his wife a widow, his children fatherless. Some of those people who were in that premises had no business being there. They were the ones that attacked the policeman, pushed him down, and the tear gas exploded. If you hold the video properly, you find out there was no direct shooting of tear gas at the lawmakers in that premises.
Well, the person who's the spokesperson for the National Assembly, particularly the House of Rep, he made it clear that tear gas did fall right in front of the Speaker of the House of Rep, Right Honorable Aminu Tambuwal. He said that, and I don't think he was lying.
I cannot confirm that. I don't see it on the clip, and we don't have any contrary evidence.
Okay, well, we will have to leave it there. We thank you very much for sparing time to have this conversation with you. We're most appreciative of your time.
Thank you for that.